Hey, what's going on out there? Can anybody see me? Can anybody hear me? Just let me know in the chat. Try to get a few more people on here before we take off, start answering some questions. Joseph Glenn said he could hear me. So yeah, we could. So you guys can hear me? Perfect. All right, we're going to give it a couple of more minutes. Just let a few more people come in before I start answering some questions. Tierra Murray from What Up Doe from Detroit. What's going on? Joshua Martinez, Underdog, big thumbs up to you too, buddy. What's going on, Joshua Martinez? Joseph Glenn, what's going on? Emmanuel. Chris Lindsay, what's going on? My CPA, Mr. Chris Lindsay. Man, Chris, man, is them taxes done? Please let me know. What else we got? So we got Tierra, Richard. What's going on, Richard? Oops. I done lost my spot now. Titus, West Johns, Emmanuel, Nish. All right, we rolling now. West Johns, Alabama here. Keith from Cali. Bernardo, what up? Rome About Business, what's going on? Nyron White. Troy from Dallas. Everything About John, what's going on, man? Brooklyn in the house. All right. Hey, so today we pretty much just gonna talk about some good trucking. If you guys got any questions, anything, feel free to reach out to me. Let me know on the group chat. Let me know what you guys want to know. And as long as I know what it is, I'm definitely going to help you guys out. Suburban Homestead Outfielders. You from Indianapolis too? Naptown. Have you shot me an email yet? Shoot me an email. I'm gonna put my email on here real quick. I know you guys probably know it by now, huh? broker@managedtrans.com is my email, and visit my website, www.extraordinarymovement.com. All right, so I ain't gonna have too much time today. I've got about a good hour. So at 2000 military time, which I recommend you guys get familiar with military time, because in this transportation industry, you will use it. So at 2000, I am going to pretty much cut it off for today. But trust me, this won't be the last one. You know, I'm gonna start getting more active on YouTube. I'm just trying to figure out how I could free up some time to start putting more videos out. So today I put out a few videos, you know, because I had some time, you know, but the past couple of weeks has been pretty hectic for me. So let's go ahead and start answering some questions real quick. All right. So we got, let me see where we at. So when I rolled through these questions, a lot of questions that I've been and answered in the previous, or if I answer it in the actual YouTube video, you know, I'm not going to answer it today just because I don't want to waste anybody's time. All you got to do is maybe go check out some of my old videos. If you haven't, I'm pretty sure I've answered a lot of questions in my old videos. So we're going to start out with Casey Harris. I'm about to separate from the military. I already have a truck, about to grab a trailer and obtain my Class A. Most likely looking to sign on with somebody as an owner operator. Best advice, next steps. Hey, so good on you that you took those steps to actually trying to figure out what you're trying to do after the military. So let me know where you're stationed at too. And also send me an email. You know, I'm all about helping veterans out. You know, I'm not discriminating on regular civilians, but I'm all about helping the veterans out, man, because that is pretty much my passion in life, is helping people. But also when it comes to the military, you know, I mean, that's what made me. That's who I am. That's, you know, why I am the way I am today, you know, the discipline, you know, that hungerness, everything, man. So when it comes to the military and you getting out, so the best advice for you in the next steps is, you know, let me know when you're actually getting out. So if you're getting out within the next couple of months, you know, I just recommend for you to go ahead and start figuring out, you know, what type of truck do you want? What type of trailer do you want? What type of freight do you want to haul? Do you want to haul cars? Do you want to haul, you know, just regular general freight? Whatever it is, start figuring out what it is that you really want to do. So, you know, you can make that transition as easy as possible. So if you can, send me an email. I put my email on there, broker@managedtrans.com. And if you could send me that email, I can kind of help you out a little bit more. Gabrielle Carpenter, how do you start your own LLC? It's pretty easy. All you have to do is just go to the Secretary of State website, which in whatever state that you're in. So in Google, just type in Secretary of State, you know, business services in your state. So for example, I'm in Indiana, so I'll type in Secretary of State in Indiana, business services. It'll take me straight to the link. And then I'll just pretty much, it's all self-explanatory. And also I have a step-by-step guide on getting your MC and starting a trucking company, pretty much from A to Z. It's an ebook. So if you want to, you could just visit the description. I don't think I have a description on this live stream yet, but I will put the description on after, and just click on that ebook. And that ebook is going to take you step-by-step on how to obtain your actual LLC. So oh man, I always lose my place on here for some reason. Okay, there I go. Titus Upshaw. What was the 3 things to go along with the Twig Card? Oh, okay. So the Twig Card, when I made that video earlier, I was basically saying, go get a Twig Card. So all you have to do is Google, you know, Twig Card services in your state. And then it's just going to be more like an ID in the fingerprinted location, because when you go in, they're going to fingerprint you and ID you. So you're going to get your Twig Card. And then after you get your Twig Card, what you're going to do is actually go and get what they call a SCAC code, which is SCAC, SCAC code. And then once you get that SCAC code, which is like it's like a alpha code or something, but it's like 4 letters. And once you get that code, it's like $70, $75, somewhere in that area. After you get that code, you're going to go to just Google eModal. And then I could type that in right here in the description on how to spell eModal. So it's just eModal. So type in eModal in Google. And then once you go type, once eModal pops up, basically it's just so you guys could, you know, sign up to haul imports. So the 3 things that you need is very simple. First off, just go get your Twig Card, which is your transportation worker identification credential card. Once you get your Twig Card, Google SCAC, which means man, I keep getting this mixed up, but it's standard carrier alpha code. So type that in Google, SCAC, and then you're going to go to their website, pay that money. The next day, they're going to send you a code. Then after you get that code, Google eModal, then go to eModal's website, and then you're going to sign up with eModal. And eModal is just going to basically, it's all a simple process. They're going to want you to put whatever trucks that you're running. they want to put, you're going to have to put like the VIN, the make, the model, and then whatever Class A CDL drivers that have that Twig card that's going to be able to go to the ports. So like I say, I always recommend you guys to go ahead and do that, because when the time comes, you don't want to be out there rolling. And then once that good load pop up, you don't have that Twig card. So it's best for you guys, especially who's just starting out right now, go ahead and go get that Twig card, sign up with eModal and get your SCAT code. And then, and this is for people who actually has an MC number. Now, if you're leasing on to a company, you don't have to worry about that, because the company that you're leasing on to, those are going to be the ones who actually do, that does everything with eModal. They're just going to get your information. But if you plan on getting your own authority, now we're talking about going to eModal and getting the SCAT code. So hopefully that answered your question right there, man. It's just those three steps, man. Twig card, SCAT code, and eModal. Emmanuel Boston, what do you think about hotshotting within Texas only? I could tell you guys, just from my experience, man, if you want to stay in Texas, you could stay in Texas all day long, because Texas is a big state, and Texas is one of those states that you could run freight in it all day long. The only, thing that I don't like about Texas is of course, that I'm not from Texas, and most of the people that I've ever hired are not from Texas. And most of the time, all the money is always in the Midwest, the East Coast, and going up a little bit of Northeast. So like Texas is all right, but they're not going to really pay you a lot dollar per mile in Texas to run in the state. You would be lucky to always meet that $2 a mile if you want to run in the state of Texas. So, but if you're from Texas, and if you don't mind just always just sticking with about $2 a mile, if you don't really care to try to get, $3, $4, $5 a mile, $2 a mile is fine if you want to make a profit. So, I mean, you could stay in Texas all day long, but I wouldn't really recommend it, at the moment. So if that's something that you want to do, you'll still make money. But if you want to get out of the state, the only bad thing about Texas is it's not a good state for outbound freight. So once you're in Texas, you kind of get stuck a little bit, or you have to accept something that's not going to pay well to get you back into the manufacturing states, which the states are, manufacturing states are pretty much the states that are east of the Mississippi River. Rome about business. What type of paperwork is needed to keep my authority current and in compliance? Do you do it or have a company do it for you? Honestly, man, I mean, there's really like no paperwork, specifically that you have to have, I mean, of course you have to have your paperwork, that you started the business with, you know what I'm saying? Because once you're able to really get out there and start running for profit, you have already checked off everything that you needed, at the time. So basically just keep everything, in your file. And when the safety audit comes up, basically that safety audit is, they're going to request all the paperwork that you have already have anyway. They're going to ask you, to provide, your MVR for your drivers, their Class A CDL. They're going to ask you to provide your insurance. They're going to ask you to provide your, consortium, your drug consortium paperwork. They're going to ask you to provide your drug test, for your drivers. So like all of the basic stuff and the basic paperwork that you had to do anyway to get your own authority. I mean, just keep up with it. And I mean, you don't really have to pay anybody to keep you compliant. Just make sure that, you're keeping track, especially if you're hiring a driver, make sure you're keeping track of his ELD, his electronic logging device, and his hours of service, because that is what might, get you out of compliance when it comes to the DOT is, going through a DOT inspection and that driver's getting put out of service or something because he's not DOT compliant, meaning that he's probably 9 times out of 10 you know, is trying to falsify his logbook, or he's not really logging his hours. So just make sure you stay on him. But when it comes to being compliant, you don't really need to go hire no company, you know, to, you know, keep your paperwork. You know, that's pretty easy, man. Wes Johns, I asked a question on one video about getting a business loan starting out. So, I never got a business loan starting out, so I don't really know a whole lot about getting a business loan besides just going to apply for a business loan. And more than likely, once you apply for that business loan, you're going to have to use your personal credit anyway. So if I was you, right now, I mean, you could go apply for a business loan. It just depends on how much money they're willing to give you. So I don't really know how much money you need to get started, but I mean, the only thing that you could really do, man, is just go apply, go get pre-approved. And then pretty much you could gauge your business from there when it comes to how much you really need. I mean, how much they're going to give you, then how much you're going to need, you know, to continue to pretty much progress when it comes to building your business up. Jay Jackson from Be More, let's make them count, Manny. Oh, yeah. Hey, man, you spelled my name wrong. It's Manney, but it's all good, Jay Jackson. Suburban Homestead Outfitters at Gabrielle Carpenter, Indiana. You can do it online. Okay, so so yeah, he was just answering a question. Charlie 81, what's the first step to starting a big rig trucking company from the ground? The first step is just like starting a hotshot company. So the good thing about when you guys start up a hotshot trucking company, I mean, it's really no different. I mean, you could go buy semis and run semis under your hotshot trucking company. I mean, it's not technically even called a hotshot trucking company anyway. It's just a trucking company, but somebody has made this term hotshot, and that's what we just been running with. But it's a trucking company, you know, because you got a US DOT number and an MC number. So it's the same steps, man. So if you want to, you can. I'll put the description below, man, and you could go get this affordable ebook that I put out, man. And it's something that's going to take you from A to Z when it comes to starting a trucking company. But it's no difference. You know, you just got to go get your MC number, go get a US DOT number, get commercial insurance, put a BOC3 on file. And all of this stuff is in that ebook. But a lot of the stuff you could Google it, too. So it's not, it's no difference from starting a hotshot trucking company. Titus Upshaw is an E-Moto for the Twig Card. So yeah, like I said earlier, it's E-Moto, EMODAL, and it's not specifically for the Twig Card. E-Moto is for your trucking company, so you can, you know, gain access to the ports. So when it comes to, like I said earlier, the first thing you want to do anyway is just go get a Twig Card. Then if you're on a trucking company, then you're going to go get E-Moto access. And then you're going to, well, first you're going to get that SCAT code, then E-Moto. So if you have any more questions really about this E-Moto and Twig Card, man, just shoot me an email and I'll help you out. GRE, hey, Manny made that second chat. Hey, what's going on? Casey Harris from Boise, Idaho. Jay Jackson, good place to buy a truck. Is LRM a good place to buy a truck? I do not know what LRM is. You could specify that, then I could help you out, but I never heard of it. Casey Harris, 10 years in 29 Palms, California, got put up on here on L&L duty. Must be in the military. Should be out in less than 30 days. Oh, okay. I got you now. Yeah, so you might want to start executing. You know, if you really want to get into the game, you got to go buy that truck and that trailer, start executing. And if you don't have a company that you have on your own, we do offer lease on services. So if you want to lease on to a company, I'll type in my lease on company website, www.high-speedlogistics.com, and the CEO, Antoine West, will be reaching out to you with more information once you go sign up. Jay Jackson, U.S. Marine. I'm already out and want to roll it. Yep. So yep, same thing with you too. You know, you just gotta pretty much send me an email. Let me know what you really trying to do, and I could definitely point you in the right direction. Where we at? Man, I done lost my place again. Hold up real quick. Nyrone White. So I have a Class A license, but I haven't been driving trucks for a while because I was waiting for a waiver to allow me to go out of state. Should I start Hotshot or semi? It just depends on what you really want to do. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to start your own trucking company, you could pretty much do whatever you want to do, you know. So if you want to go start out in the Hotshot, or if you want to start in semi, it just depends on what you feel comfortable with. So it just all depends what you want to do. You know, you got the Class A CDL, which is required if you want to drive either or, you know, if you want to go over 26,000 pounds. So I just recommend you, you know, to go ahead and figure out which one is going to make you more comfortable. And now when it comes to if you're going to actually go out and start your own trucking company, or will you lease on to a company? And that's a decision that you'll have to make. Jerome Jones, now, would it be a good idea to get your hazmat, Twig Card, and passport? Most definitely. You know, and I always recommend this. You know, these small things, well, not really small things. These things are very big. So, like, you know, a lot of these extra credentials that you can get, I always recommend go ahead and get it. So go ahead and get that hazmat on your license, because even flatbeds haul hazardous loads. There's plenty of times when I pass up on loads because my drivers don't have hazmat endorsement on their license. So go ahead and get your hazmat. And when it comes to the Twig Card, like I say, that's easy. Go ahead and get your Twig Card, and definitely go get your passport. But you won't really use your passport a lot. I haven't seen it, and I haven't really heard any brokers or anybody else out here that's moving loads say that they need a passport. But why not, man? Go get your passport so you can start traveling overseas anyway, you know? So I think everybody should have a passport. I mean, what about when it's time to go overseas on that family vacation, you know? And eventually, you guys, if you haven't thought about it, and if you don't really think about traveling abroad and overseas, I mean, hey, go get your passport. Everybody should have a passport anyway. So Damaris Savan, bro, what do you think about enclosed car haulers? Hey, I definitely, man, I knew a guy, man. Matter of fact, he used to work for me, but he only worked for me for like a hot second because he was trying to get everything squared away. But he ended up getting everything squared away on his end because he already had a 3,500. So he went out and bought his enclosed. It was only a 2-car hauler, but all he haul is exotic cars and classic cars and high-end cars. So like, he be getting paid a lot of money, man, and he be putting me up on game about it. So if I was you, you know, if that's something that you want to do, I just haven't got off into it. It's definitely a lot of money to be made in it. You just got to get connected in with the right people. So go ahead and if that's something you want to do, man, go ahead and get that enclosed car hauler and start finding people that, you know, you could start hauling these high-end cars for, man. Because it was one day he had text me and was like, he had sent me a picture, and he had like one old classic car in there that was worth like a couple $100,000. And he had like a Ferrari in there. And he was like, hey, man, I just dropped this Ferrari off at this customer. And then he showed me like $1,000 in cash, you know, because you're dealing with a lot of people that have money. And even when you get there, they already paid you to bring the car there. But when you get there, as long as you get it there on time, a lot of those people, they're going to give you cash tips too. You know, you don't get cash tips when you're hauling freight. And if you do, you know, somebody tell me where you could get cash tips from. So I'll definitely recommend hauling cars and, you know, hauling the higher end cars. M. Keller, what do you know about the box truck sector? I don't really know a whole lot about box trucks. And I was talking to a gentleman down in Texas, and he was kind of telling me a little bit more about box trucks. I don't really know a whole lot, but I do know that the plus about having a box truck is that you could still make good amount of money, but you don't, if you're trying to hire a driver or if you're trying to drive yourself, you don't really have to have, you don't have to have a Class A CDL. And sometimes you don't have to have a CDL period, depending on the weight. So, you know, that kind of, you know, give you guys a little bit more benefit when it comes to finding drivers, because you got, you know, a good variety of, you know, of drivers that you could pick from, because you don't have to just worry about a Class A CDL. So when it comes to dispatching box trucks and all that good stuff, once you learn to dispatch anything, whether it's a semi or hot shots, you're going to know how to dispatch your box truck too. So I'll definitely recommend getting off into the box truck sector too. Roam about business. How soon after applying for your authority should you buy your truck, or should you buy your truck before authority? So with me, I had bought my truck pretty much at the same time when I first started out. It was like one day I applied for my MC, and then the next day I went out and bought my truck. And then like the next day I went out and bought my trailer. So I did pretty much everything together in a way, but it don't really matter. But I will recommend for you guys to buy your truck, you know, either at the same time you're applying for your MC, or buy your truck before you go apply for your MC, because once you apply for your MC, you don't really have that much time, you know, to get that MC active, because according to the FMCSA, once you apply for that MC and spend that $300, they're only going to give you 21 days to put your commercial insurance on file and your BOC3 on file. So like, I would just go ahead and get the truck, get the trailer, especially when you guys know this is something that you want to do. You might as well go ahead and go get the truck and the trailer, apply for your MC number, and then go ahead and get your commercial insurance. And this is when you guys could actually, when I say I started from nothing in this business to making money within 25 days, it's all because I did everything pretty much together. You know, I didn't do MC number 3 weeks, you know, before I bought the truck. I mean, I just pretty much did everything within the same week. So I would definitely just recommend, man, just knocking it all out right now. Go ahead and buy that truck and that trailer, especially if this is something that you want to do. GRE, I have 2 people with CDL. I'm currently expediting. He wants to join me and my partner. How do you suggest I approach this? Thanks in advance. So when it comes to the expediting, and if you already have the people that already has the CDL, I would just pretty much just recommend just like, hey, just going ahead and treating it as just like a regular, you know, if you have semi trucks or hot shots, because like I say, it's all the same. So it's all the same process. So go ahead and take the steps to start hiring those drivers. If that's, well, I got to see if you already have like an actual, what type of equipment do you have? If you have like a box truck or some type of Sprinter van or whatever it is. But anyway it go, it don't matter right now, minus the equipment that I have to see what equipment you have. Just take the same steps. Go ahead and make sure that they're qualified. Make sure that your insurance will accept them, you know, so your premium don't budge. And then after that, when it comes to finding freight, you're going to find freight the same way as if you find freight, you know, for semi trucks and hot shots, whether it's off the load board or whether it's from direct shippers. So just treat it just like you're starting just a basic, you know, trucking company, and make sure those drivers are qualified, you know, to be added onto your insurance, because that's one thing with you guys out there, especially you guys who are starting your own trucking company and MC number. You know, a lot of these truck drivers are not going to be qualified with your insurance. Some of them are going to have dings on their MVR, whether it's a ticket or accidents and all that good stuff. And then your insurance, either the premium is going to increase or well, basically you don't want the premium to increase. So if that premium goes up, go find you another driver. So just treat it as like a regular trucking company and just start with the basics. And that's basically making sure that they qualify, you know, to even, you know, be able to drive. And also, I don't even know if they have to have a CDL. It just depends on what you're really running. So shoot me an email so I could look at that probably sometime to this evening once I make it back home. 19 years Army, and I'm looking to get my own authority this year, and was wondering what are the steps to do this. So, hey, thanks for your service, for serving 19 long years, and then you only got 1 year till you hit that big 20. You know, I always like to tell people I got an ebook. It's real cheap, like $3, $4, but I'm giving you the whole game in it when it comes to getting your own authority, starting your trucking company, going about getting your own LLC, all the way up to making money. So once I get done, I'm gonna add the description to this actual live, and then there's gonna be a link that you can go get that ebook. Go get that ebook, and that ebook is gonna tell you everything you need to know. Evan 076, taking hazmat test tomorrow. I got this. Yeah, man. Good job, man. Hey, like I always tell you guys, hey, if there's anything you can do, any type of certification or qualification that you could do, go ahead and knock it out, because in the long run, it's going to help you out, you know, because you want to have everything that you could possibly have, because you do not want to get out on that road and then they're going to say, hey, I need this load pays $6 a mile, but you guys need to have, you know, a hazmat endorsement. And then what if you don't have a hazmat endorsement? Now you just wasted time. So, I mean, you just basically not wasted time, but you just passed up a good load. So go get that hazmat endorsement and go get that Twig Card. Javon Nations, what do you feel about trailers, PJ or Big Tex or Gator? One link should I start off with? So only thing that I know is just Big Tex trailers, because that's all I've ever had. So I really don't know nothing too much about PJs, Gators, and all that, like those other brands of trailers. You know, I'm pretty sure they're pretty good trailers too. So, but the length that you should always start out with in this industry, especially when you're hotshot, and start out with 40 feet. You know, you don't want to go do no 30 foot, 25 foot or whatever it is. Go straight and go get you a 40-foot trailer, you know. And you can also, I recommend for you guys to get the 40-foot trailer, what they call 35+5. And that's the one with the mega ramps on it on the back, because it's going to be easier for you to, you know, load up, you know, machinery that requires ramps. You don't have to worry about pulling those big, heavy slide out ramps out the back of the trailer all the time. So go get you that 35+5. But when it comes to PJ or the other, or the Gator, I don't really know, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure they all do the same job, because I see different types. You know, I see the Big Tex trailers on the road. I see the PJ trailers on the road, and I see the Gator trailers. Just make sure you're getting the trailer that really fits you, and make sure that you, you know, get something that's gonna, you know, fit your price too. You know, don't pay too much for something that you truly don't need. George Thompson, hello, Manny George from Springfield, Illinois. That's what's up, man. I grew up in Decatur, you know, for some years. That's where my parents are from. So not too far from Springfield, Illinois. I've been a local driver off and on for about 7 years, as well as OTR experience, looking to start my own trucking company, such as yourself. Do you mentor? Yes, I do. In the description below, once I finish this live, you can visit my website at www.extraordinarymovement.com, and I provide a mentoring and a consulting service to help, you know, people like you actually get, you know, go from, you know, nothing to something. You know, I'm gonna make sure that I set you up for success. Cutman 23, I need more understanding on how to get paid after you dispatch a load. So Cutman 23, this is more of a dispatching question. So the way that you're going to get paid after you dispatch a load, like so it sounds like you might already went through my dispatch training, you know, so good on you. So the way that you're going to get paid after you dispatch a load is what the owner operator drops from Monday through Sunday. So whatever loads he dropped, right? So just say, for simple math, all of his loads that he dropped added up to $5,000. And then I always recommend charge 8% for your dispatching fee, and that's $1,600. So you're going to invoice him on Sunday for $1,600, and you're going to pretty much give him a deadline. Let him know, hey, tomorrow on Monday by 2000, which is 8 p.m. I need, you need to pay the invoice, basically. Give them a deadline. So now give them methods on how he can pay. And the best method I could tell you guys, two methods right now that you guys can use is just invoice them through PayPal, or you could invoice them if you got QuickBooks. You could invoice them through QuickBooks, or you could just use the Cash App. However you want to do it, or you could give him your bank information and y'all can link up bank accounts, and you could just do direct deposit. So that is how you're going to get paid when it comes to dispatching. And then actually you're not going to get paid. You don't invoice them after every load. You're going to invoice him at the end of the week. So like I say, if his loads added up to $5,000 for the week, you're going to invoice them, charge them 8%, invoice them for $1,600, and then use one of those methods that I just told you. Reg P, but will your background play a part in getting a Twig card? I have a passport, but I have a background. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, it does play a part when it comes to getting your Twig card, because they do a background check, but I don't know how extensively they go in depth when it comes to the background check or whatever it is. So only thing I recommend, man, is just go ahead and just go apply, go through the process, and then you just figure it out from there, And don't get me wrong out there. Hey, that Twig card is going to be something that's going to be valued to you, and it's going to be very beneficial for you to have that Twig card. But that Twig card is not going to be a career ender for you guys. It's just so you want to always try to figure out in life, like, what do I really need that is going to be extra, but it's going to make me successful. So that's why I tell you guys to go get a Twig card. But that Twig card is not going to make or break you, because majority of my drivers never even had a Twig card. Some of them have, but it's not like we're hauling from the ports every day, but when those good paying freights do come up, you definitely do want your Twig card. So, if you can't obtain a Twig card, it is not going to be a career ender for you. Darren Hogg, what's up, Manny? What's going on? Darren, DJ Donnelly. Have you ever Googled, why does my dad look like a dolphin? Hey, nah, man, I never Googled that, man. Kane is able, DC. What about Hotshots in the DC area? I mean, over there in that area, man, it's pretty good. It just all depends, man. Freight is very unpredictable. You have some places in some areas where the freight, usually moves good. Then you have some areas like where the freight usually move good, then they had their moments when it's not moving good. But over in the DC area, it's not bad, but it's not great, but you definitely could find freight. But I always recommend to you guys anyway out there, don't really get into the business and just stay in one area. You guys gotta, pretty much just go where the money take you. So if you're driving that truck yourself, you just got to go get out in that truck and maybe spend some weeks in it and just go where the money takes you. Or when you hiring your drivers, make sure they fully understand that, hey, you're going to be out on the road for at least 2 to 3 weeks at a time, because we're just going to go where the money takes us. Because one day, your driver might be in Ohio. Next day, he might be in New Jersey. Then the next day, he might be in Tennessee. So that's just the game. And when it comes to this trucking, the only way you're going to make some money is like I say, you just got to go where the money takes you to, though, unless you could find some people that's just dedicated and you just running around in your area all the time. But, get in that mindset to saying, hey, man, I'm going to get out in that truck and I'm gonna just go where the money takes me for a couple of weeks, go out there and make that good money, come back and maybe hang out at home for a few days, go do it again, and maybe come back home and hang out for a full week. It's really up to you, especially that's the beauty of having your own business. I mean, you could go out and make as much money as you want. And then after that, if you feel you made enough money for the week, because maybe I might want to go out and make $20,000 this month, but maybe you feel fine with making $8,000. I mean, I don't really know. So if you go out and you make your $8,000 for the month and you want to take the rest of the month off, you know, that's the beauty of it, man. But be willing to be out in that truck and get out there to go make that money. Christopher Jackson, what's the average amount of money a truck can generate a week? So the average amount that truck, especially a Hotshot truck, is going to make, the average is $5,000 revenue easily every week. But I mean, I don't, even now that, you know, I could make over $5,000 in a week. And then some weeks are kind of slow, especially with these places where it's been hit with a lot of snow. But in the summer months, you know, I had plenty of consistent weeks when I was making $7,000, $7,500 in revenue a week, you know, per truck. So it just all depends, you know, how's the freight moving? Like I say, you know, this life and business is unpredictable. But once this weather break, we'll see the freight starting to move a little bit more. But on the average, you know, I always like to tell people it shouldn't be hard for you guys to achieve $5,000 in revenue, you know, every month. So just imagine if you're driving that truck yourself, after expenses and everything, you guys still should be able to see at least maybe about $3,500, you know, depending on how much fuel is and you know, your other expenses. But after all your expenses, you still should be able to see $3,000 or $3,500. So, I mean, that's pretty good money, man, you know, per week if you're driving a truck yourself. But if you're paying a driver, you know, of course, you got to pay your driver now, but that's okay because, you know, it's a business now. And, you know, that's just pretty much money that's going to start turning into passive income eventually. What's the average? Joshua Martinez, without experience, who can you get hired on with? I feel like I have to get authority and do it myself versus hearing a lot of no's to signing on. It just depends, man. I mean, a lot of these trucking companies, they hire people with no experience. I got my license back in 2013, and I got hired on with Warner. Now, Warner Enterprises, I believe that's what it is. Yeah, something like that. But I got hired on with those guys, and you know, a lot of these trucking companies hire on people with no experience. Now, is the pay good? Probably not. You know, I mean, I only did it for a few weeks while I was out of college to gain some experience, but I just know those big trucking companies are not going to pay you anything. So if you already pretty much got the mentality is you want to go out and start your own trucking company and get your own authority, I mean, why not do it? You know, because those big trucking companies are not going to really pay you, you know, what you're worth anyway. I mean, it's a job. So you know how that works. Emmanuel Bonson, thanks for answering my question. Good thumbs up to you. S Corp or LLCs, which is best? Darren Hogg. I don't really know, man. You know, that's something that you really want to consult with whether it's tax benefits, maybe a CPA, or when it comes to starting up like a business, there are lawyers out there that actually specialize in starting up businesses. So, you know, if I was you, man, I just try to go talk to an actual professional. Titus Upshaw, Hotshot need DUNS number. So it's not really does a Hotshot needs a DUNS number. It's does your company needs a DUNS number. So one thing I want to get you guys out of the mindset of is like, hey, a Hotshot trucking company is a trucking company. You know, like I say, somebody, you know, been telling you guys, you know, Hotshot, like a Hotshot trucking company is a trucking company. So just know that when you get your MC number, you have a official trucking company, because you could go put on any style of truck under your MC number. So when it comes to a DUNS number, yeah, you want to go get a DUNS number, and that's easy. You could go Google DUNS number right now and go get your DUNS number for your LLC. And that's going to be a way that you're going to start basically building business credit with your actual company. So I recommend you guys go get a DUNS number. It's easy and it's free. And don't let people charge you for that, because there are people that will try to charge you to do that. But all you got to do is get online and you could do it for free. Because I know, because about 2 weeks ago, when I got one of my companies a DUNS number and it was free. Monique Jones, do you suggest becoming a freight broker agent first to gain experience before jumping out there and starting your own freight brokerage? It just all depends on what you want to do. I could say it just depends. What you can't go wrong with gaining experience, and then you can't go wrong with just jumping out in the fire. And if you get burnt, you get burnt, but you're going to learn from it, and sometimes that's the best way to learn is by getting burnt. So it just all depends. I mean, I got a freight brokerage. If you want to, send me an email at broker@managedtrans.com, which I have in the comments, but I'll type it again. And I'm always looking for people that aspire to be freight agents to come on to work under my brokerage. And that'll be a way that you can learn. So send me an email and let me know if you're interested in becoming more of a freight agent, which is really no difference from being a freight broker, because we will be doing the same thing. But the only thing that the only thing that makes me a broker is because I hold the $75,000 surety bond, but whoever I bring on under me, they're just going to be an agent, but that's going to give them a time to learn the business. And then once you go out, and you could actually take the people and the shippers that you acquire while you were with me, so you could take them with you. A lot of these big freight brokerage companies will have you sign a non-compete clause, and I don't do that, So basically, once you come on and you want to figure out the brokerage with me, you could take your customers with you, and I'll definitely just thank you for your service while you were with me. So hit me up, broker@managedtrans.com. How do you get a load board? It just depends. Most people, they require you to have an MC number, but if you are a freight dispatcher, I've been getting some people that went through my dispatch training, and they're saying that when they call up truck stop and DAT, that DAT and truck stop is not allowing them to get access. But I've known people that, went through my dispatch training and they have load boards, and some people say that when they call them up. So make sure when you guys are calling up truck stop and DAT that you guys are actually letting them know, I have a freight dispatching company. I am a dispatcher and I need the dispatching package. So let them know like that, because maybe the people that you're talking to, maybe they just don't, really know, so make sure you're talking to the right people when you do call them up. LLC is best. Corp are more complex. Okay. Joshua Martinez, is it true brokers can't see what you took per mile for previous loads, and so they can keep you at the rate for future loads? Asking because since I'm starting out, I've heard it's best to sign on. Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna know, man. What you pretty much what loads you actually had before. I mean, it don't really matter because everything is always negotiable anyway. So don't really worry about that, man. Let me see. I lost my place again. Hold up real quick. Oh, man. Sorry about this. Okay. I have three-quarter GBD 10K, picking up trailers 16, blah, blah, blah. I think I will do okay without a CDL. Yeah, it just depends, Richard Porter. I mean, if you want to run non-CDL, I've known people that do it. I just never done it. And I never dispatched anybody that ran under, 26,000 pounds. But I'm pretty sure you guys could get out there and start making money with running non-CDL. And once you really start running, man, shoot me an email at broker@managedtrans.com and let me know how you're doing. I'm into car hauling and looking to switch to flatbed. Wanted to see how plentiful the low boards are. What's the pay per mile on the average? It's really, honestly, it fluctuates. It's not really a set rate per mile. It's just really what you negotiate, you know, because I know people out here that's fine with getting $1.50 per mile, but I'm not fine with it. My average is I want to be $2.50 and above. So it just all depends, you know, what you really want, what's going to basically make you happy and what's going to make you a decent profit at the end of the day. Because I know some people out here that could run $1.20 a mile a load and still profit from it. But, you know, business is business and I want more. So, you know, I'm entitled to more. That's how I feel. Hey, Manny, great videos. What type of gears do you have in your truck? Yeah, I think I got that, man. 3.373 ratio, the axle ratio. I had to check again, but I believe it is a 3.73. Albert, do you have to pay in to get on load boards? Yes, you do. You have to pay in. It's like $35 per load board for the lowest basic package for DAT and truck stop. All right, I'm gonna have to start rolling through because I got to get off in a minute. Hi, Manny. How do you add driver truck to your authority? So the way that you're gonna add drivers, well, not specifically drivers to your authority, you're gonna add drivers to your commercial insurance, but to add trucks to your IRP, which is International Registration Plan, which is your authority too, in a way you could say. You just gotta add them on. So whenever you go get your plates for your truck, you can you would start learning the process. So you would put on one truck and then you go buy a truck next week, right? All you do is just go through the same process. So whenever you actually go out and go start your own authority, and then once you go get your plates for your truck, it's going to be the same process, of course, minus you having to start your own authority again. So kind of research more the IRP, International Registration Plan, in your state. Thanks, Manny. Do you have any recommendations for non-CDL? Yeah, like I was just basically telling the gentleman before, you know, when it comes to non-CDL, I don't have any experience with it because I've always dealt with, whether it was my personal trucks, only hire Class A CDL. And then if anybody ever asked me to dispatch for them, I only, you know, dealt with, you know, Class A CDL. But I know that you guys can still make money, but I just don't have any experience with hauling under 26,000 pounds. Marcus Holland, how do I get my truck and trailer with no money? Man, hey, you just got to go apply for a loan, you know. You know, it's that simple. I never really had to put any money down for no truck or no trailers. You just go finance it, you know, and that'll be a way that you don't have to put money down. Richard Herrera, what you think about 5-car hauler for dialysis? Is there money in hauling cars? Yeah, it's money in hauling cars, you know, because I see them being hauled all the time, but I just don't specialize in hauling cars. I've known people that haul cars, and, you know, they told me that they've been making good money too. So, you know, it's just all about, like I say, once you get in the game, you just got to figure out who, you know, to go to start getting linked in with people that's hauling. So go start talking to dealerships and in small car lots. Ask them how are they getting their cars transported, and let them know that, you know, you're a car transporter. And I'm pretty sure just by doing that simple method, you're going to acquire some people, you know, to start hauling their cars. But King Williams, are you willing to sign people onto your company or broker their freight for them if we don't do it ourselves? I don't really understand that question. I'm going to move on real quick. Rome about business. Can you avoid taxes by having your commercial tags first before getting your truck? I don't really know about that. And anything when it comes to taxes, any question when it says taxes, I do not answer questions with taxes because I'm not knowledgeable in that area. But I can refer you to my CPA, Mr. Christopher Lindsay. If you want his email, Rome About Business, you got my phone number, man, because we text back a few times. Send me a text and I could text you over his number. Willie Richardson, what's up, brother? What's going on with you, man? Charles Walker, hey, Manny, I'm due to retire from the Marine Corps in 3 years. How can we speak on using my credit to get truck and trailer and get my business set up? Hey, man, send me an email at broker@mannystrans.com. And if you don't have it, it's going to be in the description below once I upload that description after this. And thanks for your service. Willie Richardson, do I have to have a CDL to start a hotshot business? And I always like to tell people it just depends. If you're going to haul over 26,000 pounds, you do. And if you're going to haul less than 26,000 pounds, you don't. So it just depends on what you want to do. But remember that when you guys are hauling non-CDL, you guys are going to be very, limited to what freight you can haul. So I always recommend to you guys, go get a Class A CDL. I'm gonna recommend this to you guys. If you guys want to start a hotshot, if you guys want to start a trucking company specializing in hotshots, go get a Class A CDL. Go get you a 3,500 or better dually truck, and go get you a 40-foot trailer or better. So I can't say that, and I can't stress that enough, because I get a lot of phone calls. I get a lot of emails. People keep asking me about this non-CDL. Can I make money? Can I do this? Hey, yeah, you can make money. You probably could go make money with my GMC Sierra 1500, to be honest. But I mean, hey, just if you guys want to maximize your profit out there, just do this for me. Go get a Class A CDL. Go get a 40-foot or better gooseneck trailer, and go get a 3,500 or better truck, dually truck. Willie Richardson, I think semis are more expensive. Yes, they are. I like the hot shots, but you got to remember the hot shots are not really built to last. So the semi trucks are built to last, but you will make your money out of those dually trucks. Need a clean 3 to 5 year. Richard Herrera, I bought the ebook, definitely worth the money. I appreciate that, man. Let's see. We got a couple of people on here that don't need to be on here. Tavarius Warren, what's going on, man? He said, I'm in here, boss. I'm a mentee. Oh, yeah, man. That's my guy right there, man. We be chatting all the time, and he about to start making his money. So what's going on, Tavarius? Let me see real quick. Adrian Barshar, how old are you? I'm 32. How much money do you need to start Hotshot? It all just depends. Hey, Manny, are you able to get paid before you dispatch the load? Andre Blake. Yeah, you're just going to get paid after you actually dispatch that load. So like I say, whatever that driver drops off Monday through Sunday, then you're going to invoice him on Sunday. And then that's how you're going to get paid. So just whatever loads he's dropping off Monday through Sunday, you guys will be good. I mean, that's how you're going to get paid. My cousin on here, Tyrese Space. What's up with the one-on-one training? All right, get with me, cuz. Send me an email, man. Send me a text message. Give me a call, man. Tavarius Warren, 5,000 gross or net. So that's going to be gross. And then, like I say, depending on if you have a driver or whatever, the number's gonna fluctuate then. But if you driving that truck yourself, I could see you going to net at least $3,500 a week easily. Underdog, they say the best thing to do is buy a brand new truck. Is that true? Yeah, it just depends. I like to just buy them brand new because it's like buying a brand new car. I mean, you know that at least it's going to run, for you, at least for, while it's under warranty, hopefully. But the thing about it is you're going to get about 100,000 mile warranty, and I guarantee you're going to do 100,000 miles within that year. So, I mean, you know, buying those dually trucks is pretty good to buy them brand new. But I mean, if you buy them used, if it's, you know, a few thousand miles or something, that's cool. I need the email so I can order that book you got on how to start. Yep, just Marcus Holland. Just check out my actual description below. After I didn't add it on right now. So once click on this video after I stop this live. GRE, I have a few things on my oh man, I didn't pass that up. Sorry about that. Let me see. I'll answer one more question. Joshua Martinez, when you're getting insurance, does a quote have to do with how many states you are doing business in and traveling to? Can you limit it at first and then branch out for a smaller upfront cost? So it just depends. They will ask you, but most of the time they are, when you tell them, when you get an MC number, you're saying that you're interstate anyway, meaning you're crossing state lines. So the insurance people, they're going to know that you're crossing state lines. So they ask you, I can't remember even if they ask me how many miles will I run in a year, to be honest, you know, so I don't really think that's going to matter when it comes to actually getting your, you know, getting your insurance and if it's going to actually lower the cost. But I'm not for sure, man. It's been a while since I got, you know, commercial insurance. So for you guys out there, just go ahead and try to call up and get a quote and do all that good stuff. Hey, so I was gonna say, man, I gotta get on off. Hey, everybody out there, man, if y'all got any questions, I'm gonna add the description below. And I got some good stuff in that description, man. If y'all need anything, like I say, email me at broker@managedtrans.com. If you're looking to lease onto a company, reach out to me at www.high-speedlogistics.com. And the CEO, Mr. Antoine West, is going to be getting with you guys. If you guys are looking for a good CPA out there, hey, I'll send you my accountants, my CPA's information, and he could definitely reach out and help you guys out. And if you guys got any questions out there, like I say, just reach out to me. Everybody be great.